Hi everyone, it's Abhinav from PhoneBunch and welcome to our unboxing and impressions of the Lenovo K4 Note. Now Lenovo announced the K4 Note with a bundle, that's with the ANTVR Virtual Reality Headset. We'll take a look at that in a short while, but first let's come to specs. The Lenovo K4 Note packs a 5.5-inch 1080p display running on the MediaTek MT6753 octa-core processor with 3GB of RAM, 16GB of onboard storage. You have that 5.5-inch display up front, which is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Let's see what else we have inside the box. You have a screen guard, you already have a back cover pre-applied, you have some warranty information, a quick start guide, you have a charger within the box as well. It's a 2 amp charger which is supposed to charge the device faster, and a microSD cable. Now let's get to the ANTVR headset. Now you can buy this separately for Rs 1299 or you can get it with the K4 Note for Rs 12499 as a whole, saving 700 bucks. So you get a headset, you get a cloth to clean the lenses, and it comes in a very neat case, so you can carry this around very neatly and won't gather any dust or scratches for your lenses as well. You have adjustable straps, you have some padding in there as well to make it comfortable to wear. We'll get back to the ANTVR headset in a short while, but first let's take a look at the Lenovo K4 Note. Now this is the retail unit that we have got for you and includes a case within the box, which is pretty neat for Lenovo. You also get a screen guard, and right in the front you will see that you have two front firing stereo speakers, which is pretty brilliant. They are quite loud too. If you move to the right, you have the volume rocker and power button. Both offer satisfying feedback. At the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack, at the bottom you have the microSD port and the primary microphone. There's nothing on the left. The build seems really solid on the device. You have sort of a metallic trim, but it is made out of plastic. If you move to the back, you have the fingerprint sensor and you have the 13-megapixel camera with LED flash. The phone does feel pretty good to hold, especially due to the arched back. Now if you move inside, you have two separate SIM card slots, and yes, both support 4G as well. Moreover, you have a separate microSD card slot, as I've said earlier too. You can see both can be fit at the same time, and you have a 3300 mAh battery in there as well. Now if we come to the front, you have a single speaker up top, a single speaker at the bottom of the display as well, and you have a 5-megapixel front facing camera. The capacitive buttons sadly don't light up, but the display here is actually pretty good. It has very wide viewing angles, good color reproduction, and is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Moreover, it does seem to be pretty visible outdoors too. Now let's move to the back. You have a 13-megapixel camera here with face detection, autofocus and dual tone LED flash. The camera does take images quickly, but the camera app is pretty bare bones. Not many options there, no manual control. The front facing camera also did pretty good. The image however did turn out to be a bit soft. Now if we talk about the rear camera, the images did actually turn out pretty sharp. You can have a look here too. Now there's not a lot of detail here, but for a 13-megapixel camera in this price range, it does work out pretty good. The dynamic range is a bit lacking, but overall color reproduction did seem to be pretty accurate, a bit more vibrant than what I'm used to from Lenovo smartphones, but they still do look quite good with good control over white balance. But when we come to low light, the camera does begin to show some of its weakness. It doesn't focus that well and images do turn out a bit grainy as well. But these are just our first impressions of the camera after the system update. We will take a look at it again in our camera review. So Lenovo is packing the Vibe UI Lite version here, which is running on top of Android 5.1. So you have a separate app drawer with many apps that have come pre-installed. But thankfully you can uninstall most of them or even disable them. Now this is the update that I was talking about. Now most of the impressions about this smartphone are after I have finished completing the update. You have a notification bar up top which you can customize again, and you have Android 5.1 running here too. Now out of that 16GB of internal storage, you'll get about 9 to 9.5 gigs when you get the device, and you'll get some more if you uninstall some of the useless apps. Moreover, you have USB OTG connectivity available here as well, and you can expand storage with that microSD card slot. And you can see right here, more than 2 gigs of RAM are free here after the first boot, even though several apps are running in the background. You have some theme support baked in as well. You can download wallpapers, ringtones, quite a lot of customization. But let's get to the good stuff here, the fingerprint sensor at the back. It's pretty easy to configure the fingerprint sensor and it has 360-degree recognition as well. Moreover, it is blazing fast, you can just see. All I'll do is just tap and the phone unlocks. Now, although you will be using your fingerprint sensor most of the time, you do have double tap to wake available here. Now, if you draw a C while holding the phone, you'll get into the one-handed UI mode, which is pretty useful for a smartphone with a 5.5 inch or a larger display. Now, you can also use the fingerprint sensor to capture images. Great for selfies. Now let's come to this ANTVR headset. Now it's actually just a VR headset because it is going to require your smartphone to be put inside. But the build here is actually pretty solid. They have worked on the design quite a lot. Now this is not like Google Cardboard. This is mainly meant for multimedia consumption. And you can do so by switching the VR mode on your Lenovo K4 Note. You can do so by using the power button. It's pretty easy and pretty seamless as well because you can pretty much do anything on the smartphone using the VR headset and it would be shown there. Now this is what you would see inside the VR headset. The experience is actually pretty neat here and you can view without any headaches for a long time as well. So many of you wanted to know all the sensors that are available on the device. So yes, you have a gyroscope so you can use the other VR apps like Google Cardboard and stuff. Moreover, you also have a magnetic field sensor or compass inbuilt. Which brings us to the next part of this video, performance of the device. In web browsing, we didn't notice any lag. I tried opening several websites, all of them worked fine. There were no glitches, apps open up quickly here as well, and you can see that the animations here are pretty slick. Now we have already seen this chipset perform great on several smartphones and it does so on the Lenovo K4 Note as well. Overall, this is a pretty impressive package for about Rs 12,000. Good display, decent cameras as well, and very loud front-firing speakers. The great VR capabilities of the smartphone are just an add-on. But does that make the Lenovo K4 Note stand out is something that will take some time to decide. So watch out for our full review which will be coming soon on PhoneBunch.com as well as our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and as always have a great day.